Today I just want to talk about warfare and knowledge, the value of knowledge in warfare. In the world, if you see people waging war, they don't just go there and saying, anyway, I'm going to win. They study their enemy strategies. They look at the maps and see how they are advancing. They send spies to find out about their tricks and their preparations, and so on. Now, yesterday, I was sent a link, and where that led, I saw a Pentecostal pastor giving his testimony, how he renounced the Christian faith and converted to Islam. And what was very, very interesting was what were the reasons for this drastic change. He said he was a pastor and that one day he had a dream. And in his dream, he saw Muslims reciting the Shahada. That's the words that you say when you want to convert to Islam. And in his dream, he started repeating them. His wife, that was sleeping by his side, woke him up and said, "What is it you are doing?" And he started pleading the blood of Jesus, got up, but continued thinking about it. And that dream followed a disagreement, a deep disagreement he had with his supervisor in the church. That's the one that was supervising many churches, that had asked him to do something that he thought was out of order and he had refused. So there was that disagreement first, then the dream. Then he woke up and started thinking about it and decided to convert. And he started even mocking the Christian faith and the weaknesses that he had seen in the church. Now, I'm not talking of, what I think about that. What I want to focus on is, what do you do when you have chosen a path in life? First of all, knowledge is the key. If you are a Christian, you should know the Bible deep down. Read it, study it, don't miss a day, even several times a day. You don't need to set apart long hours. You can have few minutes at a time if you are very busy at work and at home. But the issue is continue seeking knowledge and seeking to know the one you follow. Know Jesus Christ. Secondly, you should know your environment. And one of the first flaws in that pastor's life was that clearly, probably also because he was in his 30s or 40s, he didn't know about the Biafran War. Had he known about the 1966 and 1967 pogroms in the north, had he known about the relationship, age-long relationship between Muslims and Christians and other people in Nigeria, it would have given him a background to consider the matter more deeply. Another thing is, if you want to know Islam, you don't just rely on what you see. Maybe they are well behaved. I know my first meeting of a Muslim, that I respected very much was, what struck me was he was praying 5 times a day. At the time, I didn't pray 5 times a day. My relationship with the Lord was not as deep. And I was astonished that that man was so serious that when he is in prayer, he will lock his home door. And if you knock, they will tell you, sorry, he's not available. Now, look at them. Yes, by their fruit you will know them, but it's not only the duties, praying 5 times a day, ablutions, and so on. It's also what you see on the scene. The history of Nigeria is a very interesting eye-opener to what Islam is all about. More currently, here at the door of Europe, we have the history of Turkey. That's another very, very clear case. And then you have to study Islam. Buy books. Don't wait for them to tell you, because that will not do. Buy books and study. Buy books written not only by Christians but by former Muslims and Muslim scholars that are honest enough. There are many books on the market. Study them. Then every pastor should have read the Koran in detail, highlighting all the relevant passages to know the difference between Christianity and Islam, between the faith in Jesus Christ and the faith in Allah. Know the difference between Allah and the God of the Bible. Know what the Quran and Muhammad think about Jesus Christ, about the Christians and the Jews. You cannot change religion, change your faith because of an altercation, because Christians are badly behaved. Naturally, because the church is a hospital. You have to consider deeply, because your decision will matter. It's a matter of life and death. As a pastor, you need that knowledge to know how to answer questions from the congregation, from your people that you are supposed to guide, that are looking onto you. You absolutely need to know the truth. Jesus said, the truth shall set you free. And there is the truth, not just a truth. There's only one truth. And that's the one that will set you free. So please, study. Study the Quran, study the Hadith, buy books on Islam, and then look at history. And Nigerians, I beg you, study the history of our country. Thank you.